Good afternoon, everyone. And the next talk is how to obtain 100 Facebook accounts per day through internet searches. And the speakers will be Guillermo and Yael, right? Both of them are pen testers and security researchers, and they'll be sharing the experience with you. Thank you. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm Guillermo, and this is Yael, and we are present how obtain 100 Facebook account search per day through internet searches. This is our disclaimer. Okay. And this is the agenda.
Hello. Hey. Well, in this talk, we will talk about a vulnerability we found last year within the Facebook platform, specifically the mobile Facebook application. We will talk about how we discovered it, how we reported, and we got rewarded by it. So we'll talk about the remediation Facebook implemented and possible next steps to test another vulnerable application.
Okay, this is about us. We are members of the Deloitte cybersecurity team in Mexico City, both as a penetration tester. And this is our first serious research. We love security, learn interesting things, and breaking things for fun. So we are into book bounties and participate into CTFs for hobby. Yeah.
Well, first of all, you listen good? Okay. First of all, the issue it was found in the instant articles functionality. Back in 2016, Facebook implemented this functionality where you can view content directly within the API, within the application of Facebook, without opening the content in another browser, for instance. You can view this content, share it, and copy and whatever. With this functionality, we found a session hijacking vulnerability, and we informed it to Facebook through his book bounty program.
Okay, and how it works. We detect a vulnerability when sharing links from Facebook mobile application. This vulnerability is caused due to lack of proper validation in WhatsApp pin logging. When created URLs shortened from Facebook instant articles, you can see in this image how some person shared a link in Facebook. It was observed that some links are shared with a session key and API key, which allows a third party to steal a session when opening the link in a browser, since the browser asks to initiate session as the user then initially shared the link.
The proof of concept we performed was more or less what Guillermo has already explained. The process is as follows. A legitimate user using his mobile Facebook application is searching content, he observes something that he likes, and he opens the instant article. But instead of opening it in the browser, he clicks on the options button. He can then copy the link, share it, open it in the browser and whatever. But if this user shared the link through any content media or any message, for instance, WhatsApp this time, a malicious user can open this link in another phone, for instance, or another computer, and the browser asks immediately to initiate session as the first user that initially shared the link. And this happens because of the functionality of one-tap login from Facebook. And the problem was that when the instant article creates the short link to share the media, it contains a valid session from the first user. So by clicking just in OK in the browser, the malicious user can access the account of the first user.
Okay, and how exploit this vulnerability in mass? Okay. It was not easy to test this issue when identified the vulnerability because it's not always present when sharing a link from the Facebook mobile application. However, we already knew how these shortened links were constructed and its content. So if you see, this is of the structure of a vulnerability link. You can see API key and session key. So the solution, it was the internet. It was possible to replicate this issue several times with a lot of Facebook accounts on the wild. First, by searching in Google, it was possible to observe that it's quite common to share links on hardware that can to be used a valid session from Facebook accounts. This is an indexed search in Google. You can see a lot of links, but we had a problem with this. Work fine, some links past 6 months, but other links were too old. So we need some recent stuff, and therefore we use a real-time search in Twitter. When we use a real-time Twitter indexed searches, we obtain a lot of valid links, around 100 links valid per day.
The problem with these kind of links is that they not always work. They has an expiration issue, so we need to look for them in kind of real time through searches, this time using Twitter. But not all of the links were valid to steal a session. However, we found like a lot, really a lot links that were actually valid. And this kind of links includes all kind of people, from users to politicians even.
Okay. And now a couple of videos from this vulnerability. First, we see how to search a vulnerability links.
We use Twitter in order to get these links that were shared like within 1-2 days tops. And even those links were not always valid. However, well, you can find them like a lot within the application. So we use Twitter to look for this kind of URLs.
In this moment, always searching in Twitter, only the structure facebook.com/out.php, and we found a lot of links with this structure.
The first link, for instance, was not valid. He didn't open a one-tap login session, and even without the content. But this one was indeed valid. So by clicking OK, we could have the account of this person.
In the next video, we see how to obtain a valid session with these links.
And here is the proof of concept. Once we personalize a user, we can look for this kind of URLs within his content media. It can be Twitter, Facebook, through Google searches, and wherever. We found the link that has this kind of structure.
This user share a link, a valid link, but in this moment I delete my cache in my browser. And then I open the link again. We obtain a one-time login, and then we obtain a valid session for that user.
The valid session is loaded already in the browser, so it just takes to go to Facebook, and that's it. And now we are inside the account of the people.
Got a question.
Yeah.
Which mobile browser are you using? Or which browser are you using?
Chrome.
Chrome?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you do any other browsers?
Yep. You can test it in the computer using Firefox and Chrome.
Just those two?
Yep.
Yes.
No other browsers at all whatsoever? Just those two for now?
Safari,
we
iOS.
tested in Safari, but we didn't click in OK that
Okay,
time.
desktop collaboration mobile browsers or just mobile browsers?
Desktop work.
Yeah, they work in
But,
both.
Well, I'm asking for both, right? One was a mobile browser, one was a desktop. You utilized.
Yeah, actually it doesn't matter what browser or the platform.
Well, basically, configuration on the device can make a difference in that process of whether the mobile browser or the platform.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's all right. I just want to make sure I understood. Thank you.
Yep.
So, just trying to make sure I understand this. So, the links would be generated when they shared it, and when they shared it, the shortening API would include your session keys. But most users wouldn't notice because when they clicked on it, they already had a valid session, so it wouldn't ask them to log in. And by you clearing your browser history and cookies, you didn't have an existing valid session, which then allowed you to take over or using the session key embedded in the link.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
If I understood your demo right, how was this not discovered before? Because you were presented with the OAuth screen, right?
Yep.
And is that for your user that you already logged into, or is that for their user?
And this moment is for their user, a user on the web.
So it was just like randomly Facebook was including the session key and you clicked the link to some article and it was like, oh yeah, you can log in as this person?
Yeah, exactly. Some content media included in their instant articles create this kind of links. It's completely random. Even the session key is not generated in a certain way that you can brute force, for instance. It's more a problem with the API of Facebook creating these short links. Some of these content media created this with a valid session.
So,
Well, we got paid. That's the fun part, right?
You got paid. You got paid.
We reported this vulnerability.
Are you able to disclose how much they paid you?
Sorry?
Are you able to disclose how much they paid you?
yeah.
Yeah, it's on $3,000.
$3,000. How much time did you put into that?
Sorry?
How much time did you put into it?
And
Like little, really a little.
2 hours, 3 days, 3 months, 3 years?
1 day, maybe.
One day?
Yeah.
And this is the part of how Facebook remedied this vulnerability. Facebook didn't mitigate this vulnerability, a URL shortened error. Instead, they have mitigated the vulnerability present in one-tap login. A redirection in the URL with the vulnerability was implemented, facebook.com/out.php, so that is no longer possible to steal a valid session from them. This is a video how Facebook mitigate this vulnerability. In this moment, if you search these vulnerability links, you can see many of them. But if you open these links, redirection mitigate, you pass the one-time login. But if you search in this moment facebook.com/out.php, you can find a lot of links.
Yeah,
because they will.
is still generating the links the same way. His remediation was to implement the redirect. So when you click on it, you are redirected directly to the content media instead of the one-tap login.
Yep.
So, in the expanded links, Facebook is still putting people's session keys in the URL when you generate the link.
Yeah, some of them has special value. We will see in the next slide.
So what's next?
Those are the next steps. We have found that effectively this content is still shared within some values that can be hacked. This time we found this kind of URL with an SSO request field. However, this kind of URL was not that easy to test because it has an expiration time really short. So within real-time searches within Twitter, for instance, it was not the same to test it because a lot of them are already expired. Our solution could be an automated tool in order to look for this kind of links in real time and test it immediately. We have a video showing this new vulnerability and how we can abuse it in order to get a valid session from a user. It's just the same way the previously.
In this first video, you can see how to search these other tokens.
And this kind of links are shared massively.
The problem with this is when you open these links, the session was expired in all of this. But we have a video with a valid session from that link. And this is how could we exploit SSO request in my account. First, we check if it have another session from Facebook.
The session wasn't loaded into the browser, so.
You can see the structure of the URL. It has a value hash very long.
When that loading, the content media is shown, and then we just open another tab.
In a browser. And in this moment, you have a valid session.
You know why Facebook's including these in the first place? If they're public links, why is there a session key?
No, just the field we have identified are those, the SSO request, and the previous one with the app key and session key.
Yeah. The problem with these links is if you reply the link, the link was expired.
You try to replicate this issue like immediately with the same URL, it didn't work anymore.
This is the problem for this vulnerability.
However, there it is. The problem here is that the API is still generating this kind of URLs with like private fields with content that it shouldn't have. So even though Facebook has implemented this redirection, it's not the solution to the real problem. So there are still vulnerabilities out there. And
So,
that's it.
thank you.